Hey everybody, this is Mr. Yutz. So I wanted to go over a couple of quick basic things for all of our new scouts. When every scout joins Troop 501, we give you a Boy Scout handbook. It may look a little bit different than this. This is an older version. There's a new one out there today with a new green cover that you guys have, or tan cover. So, but it's all pretty much the same. So what we give you is your Boy Scout handbook. This is the handbook that you are going to keep throughout your entire career as a Boy Scout. So please be careful. Do not lose this. Okay, you want to take very good care of this. One of the other things we've given you is a handbook cover. So you want to take your Boy Scout handbook, you want to slide the cover inside the front flap and take the back cover and slide it inside the outside cover flap. This cover will help protect your handbook so that it won't fall apart and, just from the elements a little bit. But at the end of the day, you want to keep this in like a nice gallon-sized Ziploc baggie, especially when you take it on campouts and things like that, so it doesn't get wet. The important thing is that when you get your book and you put the cover on, one of the things that you want to do right away is put your name on the back. So when you put your name on the back, in this case this is Tristan's, put the name on the back, put your troop number on there, and Woodbridge, Virginia. Even though we're the only Troop 501 in this area, it helps to make sure that if you do lose this, you do misplace it, that this book can get back to you as soon as possible. Okay, put it on the cover. The other things you want to do is inside, you want to put your name inside your book right away. Okay, so this is going to be the same for most books. Put your name at the top. You can put your troop number in there, city and stuff like that, and the date that you became the different ranks. And then even some of the times that you become some of the different leadership positions. So this is a nice little memento that's pretty cool to put inside your book and keep track of. Okay, so that's first thing you want to do with your book. The next thing you want to do is just want to talk a little bit about your book. Okay, so inside your book, when you open it up, you're going to see a parent's guide. One of the first things that you have to do as one of your first requirements for your first rank is this booklet here that does come out. You want to read this with one of your parents. So that's something that you can do while you guys are all sequestered at home. Go through, read this booklet with mom or dad, and then all that I need is for mom and dad to send me an email or a text saying that, hi, this is Joey's mom, this is Joey's dad, and we sat down tonight and we read through the parents' guide together. That's it. Then I will check that off online, and when we next see each other, I'll mark it off in your book. Okay? Speaking of how to get things marked off in your book. So, again, that looks familiar. When we jump to the back, you will see here are all of the requirements for each of your ranks. Okay, so this is all the way towards the back of your book. Okay, and it'll go through and it'll talk about all of the requirements that you need to get through to get to each of your ranks. And what you need to do is you just will come through and say, hey, Mr. Yutz, or Mr. Simon, or Mr. Steele, or any of the boys that have a green train patch on their shoulder, say, I think I know how to do one of these things. And they'll say, great. And you just come on over and you will either demonstrate it or show us or tell us what we need to do or explain whatever it is, whatever the requirement is. That's all you have to do is do what it says for one of us, and we'll say great. And then what we will do is we will go through here and we will initial it and sign it. And then you have officially made that all happen. So everything is all good to go then. Once you have everything all done, all these requirements done, one of the last things that you're going to see in your books, and this is a little bit different from the ones you have, but at the end you'll see demonstrate Scout Spirit and participate in a Scoutmasters Conference and then participate in a Board of Review. So what will happen is once you get all these requirements done, then you'll come to your Scoutmaster, you'll come to me, Mr. Yutz, and say, Mr. Yutz, I have all of my requirements done for this rank, and I am ready for my Scoutmasters Conference. And I'll say, great. And we'll set up a time, and we'll sit down, and we'll have a little conversation, and we'll go through the requirements. We'll talk a little bit about how things are going with you and in the troop, and then we'll talk about your, Scout Spirit and how you've demonstrated Scout Spirit. And I'll sign off then at the end of the conversation that we've had our Scoutmasters Conference. And then I'll help get you all set for your Board of Review. For your Board of Review, you just need to go to our chair for all of our boards of review, and that's Mrs. Yutz. and tell her, Mrs. Yutz, I've had my Scoutmasters conference and I'm all ready for my board of review. And she'll say, fabulous. And then she will set up a time, and then you'll come in and you'll sit down with her and a couple of the other adult leaders, and you'll have like a little job interview, and they'll ask you questions again about, how did all the ranks go? How did all the requirements go for you here, for that rank? What did you like? What didn't you like? What do you like with the troop? What do you want to do that you haven't had a chance to do? She'll double check and make sure that the Scoutmasters and our instructors are doing a good job. And if you have any ideas, and that's it. If there's any challenges that you're having, or any things that we think that there's some ways that you could become a better scout or things like that, we'll go through all those things. It's a learning experience. Okay, and then that'll sign off, and you'll have your rank. It's that simple. So we'll have a nice little announcement at the next meeting. We'll try to get you your rank patch, and then at the at our next court of honor, you'll be recognized, and mom and dad will get a little pin too. Okay, so that's the things within your book. You want to make sure you get your cover on it. You want to make sure that you get your name in it. You want to make sure that you keep track for your advancement. And then after the advancement sections, there's a couple of other things that these are also important for you. So one is your camping log. Again, yours might look a little bit different. So in this case, every time that you go camping, what you want to do is you want to write down what's the location, what's the night that you left, what's the night that you came back, how many nights of camping were there, and then you want to get that signed off. So come see one of the Scoutmasters, okay, and we'll sign off on that, and then this will be your official log for camping. All right. So some of your requirements as to camp 2 days, camp 3 days, camp 4 days, camp 10 days, okay? The way to make sure that you've done that is to keep your log up to date and say, hey, I've done my 10 days of camping. I would like to get this requirement signed off on. Okay, let's go take a look at your camping log, and we'll go back through and say, oh, you've only got 2 days of camping according to this. Get this all up to date, keep this up to date, get it signed as soon as you're done with the camp out. Okay, best way to do it is either when you're leaving the camp out or that Tuesday meeting right after we come back from a camp out. Have this all filled out, bring it into the meeting, get it signed off. Same thing as with your service log. Right? You'll have community service hour requirements, and in order to meet those, we want to make sure your log is all up to date. So same type of situation for community service. You first make sure that it is an approved service project. We have guidelines on our troop website as to what it means to be qualified hours for a community service project. It can't be something that's going to, of course, serve the troop or serve Boy Scouts itself. We want to do something that gives back to the community. We want to make sure that whatever community service that we're doing it as a Boy Scout. So if you're already doing something, for your school that you're already doing, and you're getting credit as a member of the German club, or getting a member of the rowing crew or something like that, and you're out there doing that community service for them, well, that's community service that you're doing for them. We're asking that to meet our requirements. You're out there and saying, I'm a Boy Scout, I'm with Troop 501, and I'm here to serve. So you're out there, showing that scouting is out there and caring. So again, put down the project. It could be our road cleanups or our creek cleanups or any of the number of things we do, scouting for food and things, the dates, and how many hours that you did that service project. So you want to write that in. If you have any questions or need help, again, just come to us and ask, and then we'll initial it. And so then again, when you say, hey, Mr. Yutz, I did my first hour of community service. Can I get that signed off? When you go to a merit badge counselor, say for community service that you need for citizenship in the community, and you've picked that service organization that you want to work with, you can get your 8 hours that you need tracked here in your service log, and get somebody from that organization to sign it and come back and tell that you're your merit badge counselor. In this case, Mrs. Yutz is inside the unit to help you with that. You can show her that you have 8 hours of service signed off from whatever organization that you've worked with. Okay, and then that's proof that you've met those requirements. So there's extra pages in this older book. In your books, you also have hiking logs. So if you're working towards like your hiking merit badge and things like that, same type of situation. Going out on a hike, going out to Prince William Forest or wherever we're going, write down location, date, how many miles, get it all signed so that you can keep track of all that credit. Okay. Within the book, there in the back, you'll have an index so you can look up all the different skills to help find them. Your book is broken up into all sorts of different sections, from first aid to aquatics to nature, to leave no trace, hiking. You've got tons of different sections within your book that we're going to go through, and you're going to learn a little. You're going to learn a bunch in every single one of these sections, and you'll learn more and more and more as you advance through rank all the way up to first class. Okay, everything that you need to get to first class is in this book. So go ahead and start reading it. Enjoy it. There's lots of really great things in here, and we're going to go back and use this as a reference all the time as we're getting you there to those first class ranks. Okay, so and glad to have you guys on board. I'm glad that you guys have books in your hands. Again, get it covered, get your names on them, and get ready to start getting things signed off and start getting ready to climb up those ranks and learn all sorts of really cool things as we're going out and having fun. Okay, bye guys. Until next time.